Moin Moin und hallo, herzlich willkommen hier aus unserem sogenannten Buddy-Büro auf der Gamescom. Wir sind live, wir haben fantastische Gäste. Zum einen Gregor ist mit mir hier, ich freue mich sehr, dass du da bist, Gregor.
Danke, dass ich da sein darf.
Was zeigen wir jetzt hier für ein fantastisches Spiel, Gregor?
Wir werden heute die PC-Fans richtig glücklich machen. Ich glaube, der Vorgänger ist einer der Titel, der mir immer als der Geheimtipp nahegelegt wird. Wenn du richtig auf PC-Stuff stehst, solltest du Mountain Blade 1 probiert haben, aber wir wollen heute Mountain Blade 2 zeigen. Genau, und dazu haben wir nicht nur Gäste eingeladen, sondern auch das Spiel. Und wir werden jetzt auf Englisch wechseln, damit wir auch alle auf dem gleichen Nenner sind.
Genau.
So, we just introduced ourselves in German, said we're going to play a fun game of Mountain Blade 2 that you've brought with us. Could you introduce yourselves first?
Yeah, I'm Paul. I'm the level designer.
Armagan, I'm the director of the game and lead developer.
So both of you know everything about the game there is to know.
Yeah,
You should
say that.
Yeah. So, Paul, are you nervous? Your boss is watching you play.
Yeah, I'm very nervous.
Yeah.
I can't die. Like.
Yeah, please don't die. Yeah, we're very excited to have you here. Maybe we have a few English-speaking audience in the stream right now. I'm not sure.
Could be.
Maybe. Yeah, we're very excited that you're going to show the game now. Yeah, what do we see?
We normally have a character generation system in the game, but to keep the demo short, we created the screen where we have pre-generated characters. We'll just pick up the Algin, which is like a Khuzait horse archer.
Exactly.
So which setting is it? Is it Mongolian or?
It is like we have a fictional world which has a lot of different cultures and different geographical regions. Algin is from the maybe steppe region, and her culture is called the Khuzaits, and they are like mainly horse archers, and they are inspired by Turkish and Mongolian tribes.
Yeah.
So this is our game world, and Paul just went into the nearest town, and this is basically what our town menu looks like. Maybe Paul, can you turn off the tutorials?
Sure.
So the one change in Bannerlord is that you can navigate towns in two different ways. You can either use the town menus like we do here, or you can go through the 3D scenes and walk around, and you can basically almost accomplish everything from both ways. The menus are of course much faster, but if you want to just have fun around and just watch and talk to people, then you can also always use the 3D scenes. You can always press the Alt key to look around, and here
you see the locations.
Exactly. Locations and important people, and some of the people are just here props. They don't have an important role in the game, but there are some notable people in the town which give you quests, and if you improve your relations with them, then you get a lot of bonuses because they will give you troops and they will help you in various ways. But the game is balanced so that you cannot really make everyone happy and make everyone a friend. If you help some certain people, you will maybe piss off other people. So there's a balance to that. Yeah, you have to take sides basically.
So how was it before? I think especially you would have a big German audience for Mountain Blade. So because we Germans like games like this. So you're especially glad to be presenting it at Gamescom now?
Yeah, we love Gamescom, and definitely we have a great player base in Germany. And
we like numbers. Yep.
Numbers.
Numbers are great. And menus.
Yeah.
So what I've read in the chat, just to clear it up at the start, everybody wants to know the release date. So when are you gonna announce it? Now, maybe?
I'm afraid we don't know the release date ourselves, so we will just release it when it is ready.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. But what do you think percentage-wise? How far are you?
It's difficult to say a percentage, but we had a great period for getting ready for Gamescom, and we finished a lot of the early game stuff and polished it. So we need to do the same thing for the middle game and the late game and the multiplayer. So
it's going to take a while.
Yeah, it will take a little bit. Yeah.
So right now I recruited a companion. You can always find companions in taverns, and they join your party, and you can talk to them. You can give them some orders. You can put them in certain positions, like to look over some shop you own or whatever. And right now I told them to follow me through the city. So if I get attacked by thugs or whatever, that I have some bodyguard with me.
Okay. So I guess we've like two kinds of people watching right now. Ones that have never played the game, ones that don't know what your target is, what you have to do in the game, and the other ones are hardcore fans who probably want to know what are the differences in comparison to the first game. So maybe we could try to address both people. So could we start with like telling the audience what kind of game we have here?
Yeah. This is like a combination of different genres. So it has elements of action, RPG, and strategy. So at the beginning of the game, you are just some lonely adventurer like this, and you basically have nothing but your horse and your sword. But throughout the game, you can become more powerful. You can create a party for yourself and create a following. And there is a lot of things to do in the game, and you can join one of the kingdoms and even become like a king or queen yourself. And then the game kind of like turns into a strategy game, but you still play from the point of view of one person. So it never becomes like a god perspective game where you can just point and click different parties. You always have to like have your party, and if you need to go somewhere, you need to go individually. So the game has a big sandbox element. So basically it doesn't have a fixed story, and you kind of make your own story. And the game world is very, very dynamic and active, and a lot of things are happening without your involvement. So if you want to be successful, you really need to understand the mechanics, and you need to... the game doesn't guarantee you that, for example, you will beat it and you will become the, I don't know, the ruler of the world or anything. You need to do that for yourself.
But you also have a campaign with this, and there was a campaign teaser a couple of days out, Yeah,
by campaign we mean that the single player campaign.
Not just story mode, because all of you can do with single player.
We have the multiplayer and the single player aspects of the game. So that's basically what the game is about. It's a game that tries to establish several things at once. We want you to feel that you are somebody in this medieval world, and everything you do has consequences, and you are basically free to do anything you like. What is new? I mean, there are quite a few new things, but basically this is what we are trying to establish, is that this is a very, very well-developed version of our earlier games. All aspects of the game are like more polished, and everything, we try to make everything click together. So everything affects everything else. We have working like a deep economic system and deep diplomacy system. All those have like small improvements. The graphics are vastly improved. How you interact with the game world and how the menus work, they are vastly improved. So everything is like easier to play, it's more accessible, but it is not like dumbed down. That we are trying to keep the core elements of the game and keep them the same, but we are trying to make it more transparent. Everything, all the menu elements have like information on them, and you are basically have a much easier time understanding why something happens.
Okay.
You can basically, for example, right-click on anything. So, for example, this character, and then the encyclopedia entry for that character will come out, and then you can navigate from there to
Okay, that's his clan right now, or?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have it for everything. Like you can look at game concepts, you can look at settlements, and they all have the history recorded. So, and who owns them, and who's living in there.
Okay.
All that stuff.
So you can basically befriend other clans and make them your banner man maybe and ride with them into battle.
Yeah, exactly.
In the game
it's a world where your relations and really affect how the game goes along. So it's alone you cannot go very far. So you have to take sides. You have to decide who to back and which kingdom to join and what to do there. Maybe you will arrange some kind of rebellion.
So it's a little bit like Game of Thrones, like.
Yeah, you can say that probably.
If you play a campaign, is there a kind of a fixed time you aiming at, so many hours to play through it, or is this one of the endless games so you can play as long as you like?
You can basically play as long as you like. Basically, what happens is that we don't really give you some kind of fixed time. But what happens is that, for example, while you're playing, also the AI and the NPCs are also doing their thing. So, for example, if you are too slow, the game will get a little bit more difficult because while you're playing, the other kingdoms are getting more powerful as well. So you have to, you cannot just. But the objective of, for example, ruling the world is it's not set in stone. It is something that we leave out to the player. Maybe you want to play this as a merchant, or maybe you want to just become a lord and just play along and just help some king that you like. Yeah. So you don't really need to become the ruler of the world or anything. Okay. So you can still just keep your ambition down and
be lazy.
Yeah, be lazy. Yeah. It's also possible.
So how big is your party? Like three companions, or what's the biggest party you can have?
So who are you then?
Travel.
We have a character development system and the different factors that affect your party size. So as you get more powerful and as you progress, then you can get a bigger and bigger party. Okay. Currently, I think our limit is at this time something like 40 or something.
And do they travel around with you when you are on the map?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. This is your party.
So
basically.
You feel more powerful when you have 40 guys backing you up. They're actually behind you, and you can what do you want? Yeah, okay, that's cool. I like that.
And your maximum of troops is always different depending on your character. So if you have high skill in, for example, strategy, you can take more units with you. If you have a big renown, if people know about you, they want to follow you more. So we also raise the cap.
Okay. Maybe we can talk a little bit about the character system because that's new, completely. We have. Can you pick up one of the upper skills? Yeah. We have 18 different skills, and each of those are developed individually. So we don't have a traditional skill-based system where you have generic experience points and then distribute those. What happens is that, for example, this is the one-handed skill, and in order to improve that, the only thing that improves it is fighting with one-handed weapons.
Using it, yeah. Okay.
So you cannot, for example, increase it by just doing a quest or whatever. Yeah. You have to practice it, and it's the same for all other skills. For example, for trade skill, you need to actually do trade and make a profit. I mean, it tracks profit, and the more you make profit, the more trade skill it grants you.
So it's not only buy and sell; you have to actually make money.
You have to make money to be able to improve.
I like that. Yeah.
You can still direct it because we have this thing called skill focus, and you can distribute skill focus points into your skills, but that only determines your learning rate. So you can make one skill learn a little bit faster than the other skill, but you still need to practice it. It will not go automatically. And also for each skill, we have something like 20 different perks, and the perks give you powerful bonuses. And every time you have 2 perks, you have to the game. Once you reach their point, the game will ask you which one you prefer, and you will pick one of them. So you will have to customize what kind of characters you are going to have by choosing the right perks.
Yeah.
For example, for one-handed, let's say for one-handed skill, one perk will give you bonuses when you are on foot, Another perk will give you a bonus when you're on horseback, and then you will choose whether you want this or that. So,
Yeah. Okay.
so it's a completely different skill, and what we aim to achieve is what happens is that when you go to a battle or when you do something, you get a lot of feedback about how you are doing, because you will get notifications about you now gained like 2 skill points in this skill. So it's like you will immediately get feedback from the game about how your character is progressing. So maybe we can just walk around and try to find some unfortunate
some bandits.
Yeah, bandits and
Yeah, kill bandits.
Some mounted bandits
attack them.
following them.
They're running away.
Faster. I'm on a horse.
That is obviously a bandit. I can see it.
It was a chest hair.
Did you see how he just went angry? Attack! Okay, now. These are your bannermen?
Yes. I can put all my troops in different groups and give them individual commands. For
Okay, so
example,
like
my horse
flank.
archers I can send over there, while my infantry is supposed to like form up over here.
Okay. Ow. I like this micromanagement of the battle, because
Yes.
when you read about how like Napoleon or like Alexander the Great, how they did the strategy behind the battles, it's always fascinating to see. Then he sent his artillery at the flanks, and he waited, and then he did that, and this is the interesting aspect of the ancient battles, and I like that you can do it here. So, is this a lone bandit? Is he alone? Or no?
Yes, he's one of the guys, and I think he's fleeing right now.
Yeah, I see that.
He's not fleeing, no, he's fighting, I guess.
That is a bad guy there.
Not
Okay.
for long.
Do you have like one-on-one battles, sword battles?
Yes.
So he can you kill his horse?
Yeah, of course I can.
And then he has to
Then he has
run.
to
Yeah.
Oh,
be on
okay.
foot.
somebody.
Did it.
Let's call
Okay.
the horse ADAC.
Yeah.
And after the battle, you always get a screen where it
yes.
shows you what you gained from the battle. Now we only fought some bandits, so we got like little renown. Like maybe we will be known as like the bandit killer. And then you can see a statistic of all your troops, how they did.
Can you mouse over your characters? The upgrade.
The upgrade.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, we gained some skill points there, and also one of our troops got upgraded. Because
Do you
actually
get-
2 of them.
Do you get the upgrades by using certain skills, or are they distributed randomly? How do you get the upgrades?
The upgrades are actually like using it, like actually like practicing it. So
Okay,
because
so the more sword strikes I make, the better I get at swords.
yeah, because we
Fighting.
use sword strikes and we were on horseback, we got some skill points in one-handed and riding. And this is the loot screen. So
You can always switch between your companions and yourself,
Yeah.
and you can equip them however you want. Like if I find a nice sword, I can give that to him.
Yeah.
If he performs well with it. And it's the same for skills as well. You can skill up yourself, but you can also skill up your companions.
Do you have to share your skill points between the characters, or does everyone get its own points?
everyone gets his own points.
Yes.
So for example, if sometimes it's good the idea not to like the steal kills from your companions,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
then
yeah.
They won't be able to
Yeah.
level up.
Yes, exactly.
So from the looks, it's again a very complex game. You can do a lot of stuff here, micromanage a lot of things. What would you say to people who are new to the series? I've often heard, I would like to play Mount & Blade, but it's pretty complex and I have to see if I get in there. Is accessibility an important thing for you, or are you saying we want to make it as complex as possible to satisfy a certain share of the market?
We don't actually. Our objective is not really make the game complex. It's make the game interesting and deep, and we try to make it as accessible as possible without like sacrificing on that front. So we try to make all the menus really like easy to use and informative and everything. So in my opinion, I mean, gamers are not going to have. There's nothing to be afraid of. They will be able to play the game very easily. I mean, we are really working on having good tutorials, having good user interfaces that they can use.
And with a controller too.
Controller, that's something we'll work on. Yeah, definitely.
So you just recruited some new troops. You
Exactly.
just chose the best troops or the cheapest, or what did you just do?
All the characters you have relation to offer you troops, and you can recruit however they are. Like, if it's a guy from a town, he doesn't have as good troops as if you would recruit from a castle.
Okay.
Or whatever.
But you still have to pay them.
I still have to pay them, but the more relation I have with them, the more positive my relation is, the more troops I can get from them. Like, they will offer me more troops and better troops when they like me and when they know me.
This is a tournament, I guess. Yeah?
Yes, exactly.
You
I just joined the tournament.
Okay.
So since this is like a Kuzey city, it's like a step tournament in a way. So there are like horse archers and everything. But depending on which kind of area you are joining the tournament.
It's like Battle Royale. Can you gather points, skill points, by taking part in the tournament?
Yeah, definitely. You get a little bit less because you are not taking a huge risk. You can't be killed, and
what happens when you get killed?
Currently, we don't have killing, but we'll probably add it at some point. When you get killed, you will be able to continue with one of your like family members.
Okay. So do you have to start over with leveling up, or do you take the
You
points?
You will have to level up from that point.
Yeah. Okay. So it hurts to be dead.
Yeah, it
It's the name of my debut album.
It's the name of my life.
It hurts to be dead.
The shield just broke down.
And right in the throat.
Yeah.
When designing a level, what do you exactly do there? Do you place how the cities are looking, or do you make a management level design? What is your main objective?
We, like, as a level designer, I'm responsible for putting. Sorry, I had to kill him.
Yeah,
for putting objects in scenes, and for I'm basically responsible for everything, and like for the terrain, for the flora, for building, placing houses, and make it feel like a city, and then also watch out so players won't get lost in it. They find what they want to have. So like the arena should look like an arena, and all the tools I'm using right now to build those levels, like they will be available as well for our modding scene, obviously. So our editor, which we've worked on together with the engine for quite a while now, we will make that accessible. So you can build your own castles, basically.
Yes, you can build your own castles. I like that. Now I'm hooked. I want to be a king, and then I can build my own castle. And
that's the editor.
In the editor, when you mod it.
Okay.
King Niels.
But that would be a great feature if you actually, as more powerful as you get, that you can build your own castle. It takes a very long time. Maybe your children will live in it, but because it takes a lot of time to build a castle. But it would be great, like if you can say, on this hill I would like to build my castle, and then it's castle. I would call it Castle Gregor.
What you
That's
can
my
do,
favorite name. Yeah.
What you can do with our castles and with the cities is you can, when you own them, you can build buildings in them.
Okay.
And you can also upgrade the defenses, and that will actually show in the game. For example, you start with a very shitty castle, has wooden walls. But if you prosper, you can build it up. And you can build stone walls, for example.
So can you actually be attacked? Like can your enemy attack you, and then your defense systems are actually working?
Yeah, exactly. We have sieges. So towns and castles, in order to capture them, you have to besiege them. And again, if you are holding them, the enemy has to besiege them. So those are. I mean, when that happens, you can just go into the scene like this, and then you can fight the siege yourself, and you can even operate all the siege machinery. So you can go to a catapult and throw stones and everything, and take part in it yourself. You can climb the ladders. All of that works.
We'd like to see more of the game, but unfortunately we're running out of time. Is there a possibility for the people to see the game on the show floor, or is it just backstage access for now?
Unfortunately, not. We are not at the show floor this year, so we're only showing it in the business area.
Yeah, but at least we got a very good look. So thank you for the presentation. It was really great. Have fun on Gamescom. Wir werden hier gleich weitermachen mit Dying Light 2. Wir verabschieden uns und sehen uns bald wieder.